Right, guys, welcome back to part three of my episode guesstimates for the HBO Harry Potter TV series. Today we're going to look at episode three, which I think is just going to be Quidditch. It's going to be a whole Quidditch episode. It's going to be great. It's going to be visually very, very good. Let's crack straight on with this. Just try and keep it below 10 minutes. I've been struggling with that. So, the first 2 minutes, titles. I think it's going to be a Game of Thrones-esque titles. I'm going to have that every episode. It's going to be great. We're then going to go to the courtyard. And in the courtyard, you're going to have it be visibly colder, snow around. Probably you can see the air coming off their breath. It's going to be a fantastic spectacle. And you're going to see Hermione summoning a fire in a jar, which she's probably not meant to do, but she does that anyway to keep everyone around her warm. You'll see Harry, Ron, and Hermione giggling and laughing because they are now obviously best friends. And then you're going to have Snape appear. Hermione hides the jar a little bit, and as Snape turns up, he's like taunting Harry. He's taunting him about the up and coming Quidditch match, and then he asks what Harry's got, and Harry does have a book, Quidditch for the Ages, which he has confiscated. And Snape then walks off with the book, and Harry and Ron and Hermione are just annoyed because they feel that Snape has just lied to them about why he confiscated it. He's just made a rule up. I think we're then going to go to Herbology, which is my first real big change this time. I think we're going to go to Herbology, and we're going to learn about Devil's Snare. I think what you're going to find is the teacher talking about it quite a lot. Hermione writing down about what it is and how to deal with it. You're probably then going to have Ron and Harry like talking about Snape and how Harry wants his book back and how he is going to find a way to get his book back. So I think then you're going to have Harry leave the herbology lesson, and you're going to bump into Filch arguing with Peeves, and Harry Potter's going to overhear that. Filch is going to go and see Snape in the staff room because he's had enough of Peeves. He's going to get Snape to deal with him, and Harry uses this as an opportunity to go and potentially catch Snape in the staff room with other professors around so he can maybe get his book back, and Snape can't be mean to him because there's other people around to sort of keep him in check. So when he does get to the staff room, he half opens the door and he looks in, and he sees Snape showing Filch his leg and talking about how he tried getting past a dog on Halloween, and he wants to get past it through the trapdoor, but the dog caught him, and he's asking about how do you get past this dog? This is ridiculous. And then he sees Harry just watching secretly from the door, takes points off Harry, doesn't give him his book back, and Harry then quickly makes his way back to his common room, where when he walks in, he sees Ron playing with his chess with Hermione getting absolutely smashed. And I think I've looked at 2 different points there from the whole series. We've got Ron playing wizard's chess, and then we've got Hermione paying attention to the Devil's Snare earlier on. I think we're going to get a lot of that foreshadowing throughout the whole TV series. Anyway, Harry's then going to tell Hermione and Ron about Snape's leg, and that he was trying to get past that dog on Halloween, and how maybe he let the troll in as a distraction. And Hermione's there going, no, it can't be him, he's a professor. Okay, we can be scared of him. Yes, you may not like him, but we've got to respect him, and he's only going to look out for the best of us. And the 2 boys don't agree with her, but they sort of leave it there. We're then going to go to the Quidditch pitch afterwards, and you're going to have some little training where you're going to get to meet the players. Wood's going to go through some drills, some pre-game team talks. You're going to see the pitch and the surrounding areas. But what's going to really shine here is you're going to see Wood's enthusiasm for Quidditch. He really loves this, and it's going to really come across that Wood really loves this game. So please don't let Wood down. He really wants to win this, and that's really, really important. You're then going to get the next day is going to come about, and it's going to start with a little montage. Harry getting ready, getting his Nimbus 2000, putting his clothes on, making his way up to the pitch. You're going to get the fans going into the stands. You have Madam Hooch turning up, Slytherin turning up. So it's all going to be just coming together quite nicely on a cold autumn morning. And after that, we're going to get the start of the game. You're going to have Gryffindor passing the ball around, trying to place a really nice Quidditch ball. And then you're going to have the physical side of Slytherin pushing, and Madam Hooch just trying to control the game, giving fouls against the people that need fouls against. And the roar from the crowd is going to be really, really good. What we're going to have then is it's going to pan over to Hagrid's hut, and Hagrid is watching the game from his hut. He's got his binoculars out, he's watching through them, and when he does hear a big cheer, he just makes his way. He's like, I can't watch from here, I'm going to go up to the pitch and watch. So he's going to make his way up, and he's going to go and join Hermione Granger and Ron and Lee Jordan and everyone around them, and watching the game from there. Back to the pitch. Harry sees a golden streak, and Flint deliberately blocks him again. Madam Hooch gives him a penalty, and then in the stands you've got Dean Thomas talking about red cards and yellow cards, and something more like football or soccer, depending where you are in the world. and Hagrid and Ron then are correcting him about the rules. And I think that's another really big part. As they're talking about this, you can see in the background that Harry's broom just starts to lose control. It starts to shake, starts to buck him off. He has not got any control over that broom. And it will then go into Harry, and Harry is looking a little bit nervous, sweating a little bit, and the Weasley twins do come over and they start to circle, and then you start to get what's going on around us. Slytherin starting to laugh. Other people are in concern, but the overall fact here is Harry is in big trouble. He's 50 foot in the air. If he falls off, he's going to really hurt himself. Then we go back to the stands, and they're talking about what potentially could be going on. Was it when he had his broom hit by Flint? And Hagrid goes, no, that can't interfere with it. It must be dark magic. Where Hermione then grabs Hagrid's binoculars and looks over to Snape, who is muttering an incantation under his breath over and over again. Hermione sees this and she says, "I'll be back in a second." And a bit like the movies, she runs around where she sets fire, the same flame she does in the very first scene. But instead of a jar this time, she sets it to Snape's and Quirrell's gown. And that sort of breaks the eye contact from Snape and it knocks everyone around, and Harry's broom then gets back under control. Back to the Quidditch pitch. Harry is back in control of his broom and he is just circling around, staying out of trouble. Back to the stands. Hermione Granger reappears. She just tells everyone what she's just seen. And some people are going, really, really? And Hagrid's just like, no, that didn't happen. No, we're not talking about this. Let's watch the game. Harry's playing now. We then go back to the pitch where you're going to have Harry see the other Seeker dive after a golden streak. And Harry panics and he's like, oh, I've got to get there first. So he puts his broom into a nosedive. He catches, because his broom is far quicker, catches up the other Seeker, overtakes him, and he then does hit the floor. And very, very important, he catches the snitch in his mouth. Okay, everyone thinks he'll be sick. As he urges and he goes to throw up, there's a little gold ball that comes out of his mouth and it just flutters in his hand. That's obviously really, really important. Everyone starts to cheer, celebrate. Wood's really happy. Slytherins aren't happy. It's going to be a great little scene at the end. I think we'll then flip up to the Gryffindor common room where it'll be a big celebration. I think we'll see this a lot over the 7 or 8 seasons where in the Gryffindor common room they love a party. If anything goes well, we're going to throw a party. So this won't be the first big one that we're going to see. And you're going to have food, you're going to have drinks, it'll be very cheerful, very colourful. I think Harry will then get a note from Hagrid saying, look, pop down and see him, let's have a little celebration together. Let's make it a bit closer together as a 3 or 4. Bring Ron, bring Hermione, and we can all have a little drink, a little chat and celebrate what you've done today. Which I think is great. It's great Hagrid being that role model for him, and I think it's something that they need to really show that he is trying to be throughout the whole season. When they are at Hagrid's hut, though, they go down, he gives him a drink, and the Hagrid brings up the broom. Hermione says to him, what you said about dark magic, and Snape was definitely casting a curse. He definitely was. Eye contact, muttering incantations, so he was doing the same thing over and over again, and Hagrid's like, no, that's not what happened. Dumbledore trusts Snape. That's all that matters. If Dumbledore trusts him, then we can all trust him. And then they talk about Halloween, and then why was Snape trying to get past a dog on Halloween? And Hagrid just does the old, how do you know about Fluffy? It's got a name? Yes, it's got a name. Fluffy, weird name for a dog that big, but whatever. And then he goes, well, what was he trying to get past it down to the trapdoor? And Hagrid then says, the classic line, that's got nothing to do with them, it's between Nicholas Flamel and Albus Dumbledore. And he then looks shocked that he said that, he's a bit annoyed at himself. Whereas Hermione, Ron and Harry are going, brilliant, we've got another piece of the puzzle. Another thing to look at, see what's down there. And they do walk off. They go back to the common room, and on the way back, they talk about Nicholas Flamel and how the name is familiar and how they're going to try and search for it over the next couple of weeks. Anyway, guys, that's my episode 3. Very Quidditch orientated. A few little things to look out for later on in the series. Bit of foreshadowing. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Have a good day.